بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. This is Riyad Razazi welcoming you to the Sira series Walking with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is episode number 43. Episode number 43. Welcome to those who just joined us from Instagram and those out there from Facebook. Again, this is episode 43 from the Sira series Walking with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, and a quick summary of what we talked about yesterday. Wa alaikum salam. How are you? You guys doing great? Ahlan Nimka, ahlan Yasmin, ahlan Karima, ahlan Sabaj, and wherever you are, and those of you on Facebook out there as well. Welcome back to the beautiful, Sira series. We're almost towards the end, by the way, my brothers and sisters, because we're almost into the conquest of Mecca, and then we're going to talk about that very emotional part, which is the death of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. This series is coming to an end, and then inshallah ta'ala we'll start a new series before the start of Ramadan, inshallah. Alaikum salam, Layla. Marhaba. That guy, Asim, marhaba bikum, alaikum salam. Those of you on Facebook as well out there, welcome, brothers and sisters. So yesterday we were talking about the, when the Prophet Muhammad started sending messengers to leaders and rulers, to the Romans, to the Persians. And amongst the messengers that he sent was a man by the name of Al-Harith ibn Amr al-Azdi. He sent him to a mantiqa, to a country or a tribe by the name of Al-Ghasasina, which is near, in Jordan, near the Sham area. But they, as we always say, you don't shoot the messenger, but those people, they killed the messenger of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. He had a message, from the Prophet inviting them to Islam. So they killed him. And then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ called on the Sahaba, 3,000 soldiers gathered up, and proceeded to avenge their brother who got killed. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he appointed some leaders who are going to, lead the battle and the army. So he mentioned Zayd ibn Haritha, and he says if Zayd ibn Haritha was to die or was to get killed, and then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. Ja'far ibn Abi Talib is the cousin of the Prophet. Zayd ibn Haritha is the adopted son of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Zayd ibn Haritha. Zayd, brothers and sisters, trivia question, by the way. Trivia question. There is only one name of a Sahabi mentioned in the Quran, or Sahabiya. Male Sahabi or female Sahabiya, companion, mentioned in the Quran. Who knows the name of that companion who is mentioned in the Quran? Not Abu Bakr, by the way. There is only one name that Allah mentions in the Quran, a name of a companion. Who is that companion, brothers and sisters? Who knows? Who knows? Layla, she's smart. She says Zayd. Because I mentioned Zayd, by the way, right? I gave up the answer right away. I gave you guys the answer. So she picked it up. Yeah. فَلَمَّا قَضَى زَيْدٌ مِّنْهَا وَطَرًا زَوَّجْنَاكَهَا لكي لا يكون على المؤمنين حرج. The story of Assalamu alaikum. Now I can read the messages coming from Facebook. Wa alaikum salam Hafiz Khan. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I can read messages. Finally I can read messages. Zayd ibn Haritha. So Zayd and the ayah فَلَمَّا قَضَى زَيْدٌ مِّنْهَا وَطَرًا. This is with regard to Zaynab. When the Prophet Muhammad, Zaynab was marrying Zayd, and then she did not want to, be married with him, So he divorced her, and then eventually the Prophet Muhammad married her. They used to say that, Zayd was the son of the Prophet, but then Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed an ayah which abolished which abolished the fact that, if unless the son is being breastfed, then he's not, he could be adopted, but you cannot take the name of his father, of the man. You cannot take the name unless he is being, breastfed. So Zayd, he divorced Zainab, and eventually Zainab married Zainab married the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Zayd is the only Sahabi mentioned by name in the Quran. Anyways, Zayd ibn Haritha, the Prophet says if he get killed, and then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib will carry the flag, and then if he's killed, Abdullah ibn Rawaha will carry the flag. So brothers and sisters, remember what I talked about yesterday. Mu'ta, they reached an area called Mu'ta in Jordan, excuse me, to face this army, of the Romans, 200,000, and the Sahabis were only 3,000. The battle took 6 days. It took 6 days. The whole thing took 6 days, subhanallah. But how can you defeat 200,000? Only 3,000, and then you have an ocean of soldiers. But subhanallah, they had a plan. So the Zayd ibn Haritha, as predicted by Prophet Muhammad took the flag, and then he was killed. And remember what I mentioned, in the Battle of Badr and in the Battle of Uhud, the one who carries the flag, if the flag goes down, that means you lost the battle. So the one who's carrying the flag is actually one of the most important, soldiers, because the flag has to remain up. If the flag goes down, the army has lost. So maybe somebody can come and then carry it again. But if the flag remains down, that means khalas, you have lost the fight. So the flag went down, and then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, he picked up the flag as Prophet Muhammad appointed, right? He picked up the flag. He got killed. And then Abdullah ibn Rawaha, he picked up the flag, But before he picked it up, he hesitated. We talked about this yesterday. He had that, a few seconds. He hesitated because 2 people prior to him died, got killed. So now he's saying, if I were to carry the flag, I'm going to die. They're going to kill me, right? But then he carried the flag and he got killed. But his level in Jannah was not the same as the others. As the Prophet Muhammad, he says, I see, Zayd in Jannah, and I see Ja'far in Jannah, and I see Abdullah ibn Rawaha in Jannah, but his bed is lower level. His bed, he's in a lower level than the others because he hesitated. And I mentioned that yesterday, brothers and sisters, as I said, do not procrastinate. Those of you on Facebook, those of you on Instagram, do not, procrastinate. If there is, you have an option or a chance comes to you, right? An opportunity comes to you to serve the deen of Islam, to serve, to contribute, then be the first one to do it. Go ahead, hasten, and don't hesitate. So at any rate, he got killed. And then a man by the name of Thabit, he picked up the flag, and then he called Abu Sulaiman. Abu Sulaiman, who's Abu Sulaiman? Khalid ibn al-Walid. Khalid ibn al-Walid, he says, here's the flag. Khalid ibn al-Walid says, no, you carry it yourself. You have more authority, more priority, because you've been a Muslim before me. You carry the flag. And then Thabit gave it to him. He says, no, you are more befitted to carry this flag. Khalid ibn al-Walid was a fighter. Khalid ibn al-Walid was known. He was a very, very brave, smart fighter. So he carried the flag, Khalid al-Walid, and the Prophet Muhammad was describing this whole scene. He says, Khalid, Asad min usudillah, Asad. He, Asad like a lion, picked up the flag, and nine swords were broken that day. Khalid bin Walid's swords, one after another, got broken when he went into that fight, into that battle. But he had a brilliant idea. We need to retreat. 200,000. We came and we avenged our brother. Khalas, it's done, right? But we cannot defeat this 200,000, so we need to come up with an idea to retreat, and then to come out sound and safe. And the Sahaba, they agreed. But he had a plan. And brothers and sisters, this plan, as I mentioned yesterday, is being taught at schools of, that teach, like military schools military schools, they teaching, this strategy, done at the time or used at the time by Khalid al-Walid. What did he do? Brothers and sisters, before I mention what he did, let me ask you, first of all, how are you doing? Brother Hafiz Khan, how are you? Nawal, Karima, that guy, Asam, Layla, all of you out there on Instagram, how are you? Yasmin, how's everyone doing? How are you guys doing out there? How's everybody doing here on Facebook? Are you guys doing okay? Yasmin, she's doing okay, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm just asking and seeing how you guys are doing. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma lakal hamd. How's everyone out there on Facebook? How are you guys doing? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, fine. When your wife says fine, when a woman says fine, when you tell her how is she, fine. Is she really fine? Is she fine? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, right? When a woman tells her husband, he tells her, I'm going out, and then she says fine. Is she really fine? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, Allahumma lakal hamd. So sometimes we need to understand behind, the scene, what our women really mean, when they say fine. Ahlan, ahlan bi taslim Javid from Scotland, Glasgow. Welcome. Zakallah khair, but that guy, Asam, that a guy. All right, not a boy. Alrighty. So I'm happy. Mu'nisa, Zakallah khair. Right? She's not fine, right? She's not fine when she says fine. She's not fine, man. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alright, brothers and sisters. So let me tell you what went on. Khalid al-Walid, these armies, they used to have Maymana, Maysara, back and front. So every army at the time, they used to have the right side of the army, the left side, the body, and then you have the front and the back. So what did Khalid al-Walid do? He switched them. This battle took 6 days. So these people, they used to see one another. They knew each other. They will fight from Fajr until Maghrib every day. From sunrise until sunset. Imagine, from sunrise until sunset. 6 days. This Mu'ta battle, took. And these people from the two armies, they would know each other. You have the left, side of the army, the right side of the army. They know, they're like groups. They know one another. So what did Khalid ibn Walid do? He flipped them, he switched them, right? And then he told them, this is before Fajr, he told them to take a bath. So they all washed themselves, they looked clean, and they told them to take different flags. So they painted their flags, like the people from with the green flag, they painted their flag into maybe white or black or whatnot. So as if it's a totally new army. So he flipped the soldiers, and then he ordered 300 soldiers to come from the back and to cause lots of, dust when they come in. To cause lots of dust, as if there's like more, soldiers are coming. And to make takbir when they come. Wa alaikum salam, whoever you are on Facebook and on Instagram. I can read Facebook today. Amazing. I can read you guys. Alhamdulillah. So he told them, 300, and to come 50 at a time. 50 at a time, and then to cause lots of dust from behind, and to say Allahu Akbar. So 150 coming, causing dust, saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And then the enemy, right? The enemies are watching. Right? And then another 50 comes in with lots of dust from behind, saying Allahu Akbar. And then the enemy is going crazy, like, this is new, like we could not defeat 3,000. Now they have more like reinforcements. Where did they get this reinforcement? Khalid al-Walid. That's how brilliant he was. Changing the name, the figures, and changing, the people, flip them. Left goes right, right goes left, back comes front, front comes the back. Different flags, different colors, 6 groups, 50 each. One group comes in, second group comes in, third group comes in. And then the Prophet is saying, the Prophet says, وأخذ الراية سيف من سيوف الله يفتح الله عليه يفتح الله عليه قال الصحابة رأينا الموت في وجوه الرومان. The Sahaba, when they were there, when they came back, they said, we saw death in the face of the Romans. We saw death in the face of the Romans. What happened? When they saw, the Sahaba going one after another, they were so terrified. Where did these people come from? Allahu Akbar. Everybody screaming, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And then the Prophet says, one of the swords of Allah has taken the flag. He's talking about Khalid al-Walid. Has taken the flag in new faces. New faces. Ya ibadallah, tawakkalu ala Allah. O people, O soldiers, make tawakkul on Allah. Put your trust on Allah. And then he attacked them. When he attacked them, right? And then the Romans, they retreated. As the Roman retreated, and then Khalid al-Walid told his soldiers, stop, stop, retreat, retreat, retreat. So they started retreating. The Romans said, a trap, a trap, a trap. It's a trap. Don't follow them, don't follow them. And then Khalid al-Walid kept on retreating. The Romans, they couldn't follow because they were afraid that it could be a trap. It's a trap. Don't follow them, don't follow them. And then he kept on retreating, going back, until he went back to Medina. Women came out. They said, oh, you runners, you ran away, you're runners, you retreaters, you retreated, you shouldn't have retreated. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ قال لا ليس فرار بل قرار ليس فرار ولكن قرار. فرار, they were insulting them that they left the battle. They shouldn't have left the battle. These are women, mashallah, women, coming out, insulting man. Why did you run away? You shouldn't have run away. Farrar, did you flee the battle? You shouldn't have fled. And the Prophet came out, he says, no, they have not fled. Bal qurrar, they shall come back. They will come back. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ greeted them. What an amazing brothers and sisters strategy done by Khalid al-Walid radiallahu anhu ardah. To retreat about 3,000 soldiers, only less than 10 got killed. Less than 10. Whereas in the other camp, the other side, the Romans, hundreds were killed. But from the Sahaba, only a handful, less than a handful, and with this amazing, brilliant, strategy, from Khalid al-Walid, he was able to save so much blood. Radiallahu anhu wa ardah. Sayfun min suyufillah, the sword of Allah. It is the nickname, it's his nickname, Khalid al-Walid's nickname is Sayfullah. Sayfullah, the sword of Allah. What a beautiful name, huh? But today could be scary name, huh? Today would be scary name. Sayfullah, the sword of Allah. What's your name? The sword of Allah. My name is the sword of Allah. Oh boy, you will be reported right away. Imagine you're entering the borders, like the US borders or the British borders or the Canadian borders. They see your passport, the sword of Allah. Right away. Inspection, come to the side, sir, come to the side. Inspector, they start picking up calls, talkie-walkies. The sword of Allah is here. The sword of Allah is here. the sword of Allah is here. Shut down the airport. Shut down the airport. Shut it down. All the flights are cancelled. Why? The sword of Allah is here. It is a beautiful name, but today I don't know if you want to name your son the sword of Allah. It may not sound really safe to do that. So at any rate, Khalid al-Walid, one of his nicknames is the sword of Allah, Sayfullah al-Maslul radiallahu anhu ardah. And then Prophet Muhammad went visiting Ja'far family. The dad got killed. So the Prophet Muhammad asked, who will sponsor, and adopt his kids, right? And then 3 Sahabis said, we shall, Ya Rasulullah, I will. And they were all poor. But they raised their hands, offering to sponsor and support Ja'far's children, radiallahu anhu wa ardah. So this is in a nutshell what happened in Mu'tah, the battle of Mu'tah against the Romans. So this happened in the end of the 6th year of the Hijrah. 6th year of the Hijrah, brothers and sisters. Then came the 7th year of the Hijrah, and then the 8th year of the Hijrah will be Fath Makkah. So we're almost there, the conquest of Mecca. Another year, and then we have the conquest of Mecca. We will talk about the conquest and how it all happened and the amazing lessons that we can derive from, the conquest. But before the conquest of Mecca, something really, really, important happened. What happened? Khaybar, in the 7th year of the Hijrah. Khaybar. Remember, brothers and sisters, when I talked about the migration from Mecca to Medina? When I talked about the migration from Mecca to Medina, and I spoke about Medina, the structure of Medina, the infrastructure of Medina, the people of Medina, how many segments were there? There were mainly 3 segments, right? You have the Aus, the Khazraj, the Arabs. There were Aus and Khazraj, 2 main tribes. And then you have the Jews. The Jews had many tribes as well, like Banu Nadir, Banu Qurayda. And they used to live in Medina as well, right? They used to live in fortresses. They had fortresses, and some of these fortresses, subhanAllah, still exist until today. But they're just like monuments now. They're just monuments. But there's some, of these monuments still there in Medina. The fortresses where the Jews used to live. So, and why Khaybar? The Banu Qurayda, Banu Nadir, a lot of them, when they came out from Medina, they went to Khaybar. And Khaybar, brothers and sisters, had 8 fortresses, the strongest fortresses. The strongest fortress was the fortress of Banu Khaybar. They had 8 of them, and you cannot go to the second until you go to the first. So you have to go to the first, then to the second, then to the third, then the fourth, 6, 7, 8. 8 forces, one stronger than the other. So they used to live there. They had everything they needed there. They were all protected, living there. And why Khaybar as well? Because, brothers and sisters, they used to also encourage the Arabs and support the Arabs in fighting the Muslims. So the Prophet Muhammad had to finish them off. He had to work out a deal with them as well. And you will see here, the deal, or he will work out a deal with them, with Khaybar, with the Jews of Khaybar. They used to support the Arabs against the Muslims. The Huyay ibn Akhtab, the leader, he was the mastermind behind the battle of Al-Khandaq, if you remember. The battle of Al-Khandaq, the battle of the trench. The mastermind was Huyay ibn Akhtab, the leader of the Jews from Khaybar. And Khaybar also, the Jews, they used to support Al-Furs. They used to support the Persians, and they used to support also the Romans against the Muslims. So Khaybar was about 150 kilometers from Medina. 150 kilometers north of Medina was this fortress by the name of Khaybar. Khaybar. And they also had lots of farms. Lots of farms. Lots of greens. Lots of palm trees. Lots of dates. It was one of the strongest fortresses, and also most prominent, and it had, again, the one that was the wealthiest and the richest was Khaybar. From all the other qabail of the Jews, Khaybar was the strongest and the wealthiest. They had 10,000 people living there, muqatil, fighters, 10,000. Huge army. Food, drinks, everything they needed, it's all there. They did not need to step out or anything. They had anything they need there. So Prophet Muhammad came out. Only 1,000 soldiers came out with the Prophet. And he wanted to strike a deal with Khaybar. Just like the truce he had with Quraysh, if you remember, Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, the treaty of Hudaybiyah, he worked out a truce with Quraysh for 10 years. Now Prophet Muhammad wants to work out some sort of a deal with Khaybar. So 1,000 people came out. What happened? I just gave you a summary, right? Now let me give you the detail of what happened. Prophet Muhammad went with about, I said 1,000, I mean exactly 1,400 altogether. 1,400 against 10,000 soldiers. 8 fortresses. It's like, very, very, these fortresses, you can't go through. You have to go to the first one to go to the second, and so on and so forth. So it was very secure. All these fortresses were really, quite secure. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he came out, women wanted to come with the Prophet Muhammad as well. Prophet, he refused initially. Some women, they came and they said, Ya Rasulullah, we want to go out as well and fight. Prophet initially, he refused. But then some of them, they actually, were adamant. They wanted to come out. So they insisted. So Prophet Muhammad, he allowed, and about 20 women came out with Prophet Muhammad to Khaybar. 20 women came out with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So men and women came out. And then on the way, Prophet Muhammad saw like a young girl. He says, she was young. Where are you going? She says, I want to go out with you, Ya Rasulullah. I want to go out. You're too young. Go back. No, I want to go. You gave us permission to go. I want to go. So Prophet Muhammad, it's a little girl. He brought her, and then she rode behind Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She rode behind Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So as he was going, all of a sudden they reached an area called Ghatafan. 4,000 soldiers. They were Arabs. They came. They had this crazy leader, Uyayna ibn Husn, or Uyayna ibn Hisn, their leader, Al-Ahmaq al-Muta', the crazy obedient. They used to obey him, but he was crazy. So they were 4,000. They wanted to block Prophet Muhammad. They wanted to stop him. So Prophet Muhammad, he sent them Jabir ibn Abdullah. He asked them to go back. Go back. Go back. I shall give you, the half of the harvest of Khaybar. Because they knew Prophet Muhammad will go there, and he will strike a deal with Khaybar. Khaybar is quite rich. So Prophet Muhammad told them, go back. I don't want to fight you. And I shall give you half of the harvest of Khaybar. All the dates. A lot of dates. I give you half of the harvest. All yours. They said no. I'll give you more. Kul thimar Khaybar. I'll give you all the harvest of Khaybar for 1 year. 1 year, just go back, or you shall get nothing. They did not want to go. So Prophet Muhammad, he thought of an idea. He sent Jabir ibn Abdullah. He says, go inside make yourself inside the army, and then spread news that your tribe has been attacked. Right? Spread some news that your tribe, the tribe has been attacked. So Jabir ibn Abdullah, he made his way, inside the army, and then he started spreading rumors. Looks like I heard that our tribe has been attacked. I heard some news. I don't know how true these news are, but this news is. But I heard that, our tribe has been attacked. And then he kept on spreading the news. And then the Prophet Muhammad sent another man by the name of Sa'id ibn Zayd. Sa'id ibn Zayd, brothers and sisters, who knows, does this name ring any bell? Sa'id ibn Zayd, who knows? Those of you on Instagram, those of you on Facebook. Sa'id ibn Zayd, does this name ring any bell? Man huwa Sa'id ibn Zayd? Who is Sa'id ibn Zayd? Who knows? Who knows? Yalla Facebook, yalla Instagram. Man huwa Sa'id ibn Zayd? Who is he? You should know. So the son of Zayd, okay, but that's not what I meant to say. Sa'id ibn Zayd, yes, but who is he? Who is he? Man huwa Sa'id ibn Zayd? Oh, you guys know the name of the singers and the name of the footballers and the name of this and the name of that. The son of Zayd. No. Who is Sa'id ibn Zayd? Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Come on, somebody tell me. Man huwa Sa'id ibn Zayd? Who is Sa'id ibn Zayd? If I tell you, you'll be embarrassed. If I tell you, you will be embarrassed. And I don't want to embarrass you. Sa'id ibn Zayd, brothers and sisters, is one of the 10. One of the 10. What 10 what? 10 mubasharina bil Jannah. 10 mubasharina bil Jannah. The 10 that the Prophet gave the glad tidings of Jannah. 10 of them. One of them is Sa'id ibn Zayd. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali and others, right? Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. 10 mubasharin. 10 of them. One of them is Sa'id ibn Zayd. Abdullah ibn Abdurrahman ibn Auf. And all the others. So he is amongst the 10 of mubasharin bil Jannah, Sa'id ibn Zayd. So the Prophet Muhammad sent Sa'id ibn Zayd, and then he started screaming, to them, our tribe has been attacked, our tribe has been attacked, our tribe has been attacked. And then 4,000 people of Ghatafan came back. They went back. So the Prophet Muhammad got rid of them. It's one of the tricks of war. Lie? Yes. Yes. Lying is permissible under such circumstances. He diverted the intention of the army. This army came to fight. Prophet Muhammad sent some people to spread rumors, to divert, and seize the fight. And that's what happened. It served the cause. It served the cause. So you'd say they lied. Yes, they lied, but they lied for a good cause. Here, this is a good cause, only permissible in 3 instances. To reconciliate between 2 people who are fighting, do not talk to each other. It is allowed to lie, right? It is allowed to lie. It is allowed to lie. Lie to your enemy in a battle, in the army, like in the battlefield. It is allowed to lie. We're going to attack you from the north, and then you attack from the south. It is allowed, permissible in Islam to lie. And some of you take this wrongly. A lot of men take it wrongly when they say, when the Prophet said about your wife, lying to your wife. What does it mean to lie to your wife, guys? Those of you on Facebook, those of you on Instagram, what does it mean to lie to your wife? What does it mean to lie to your wife? Give me an example. Give me an example. What does it mean to lie to one's wife? Because we're only allowed in Islam, it is permissible to lie under 3 instances. Not hurting her feelings. Yeah. You cannot try to increase the love between you. Like you tell her you're beautiful and she's not beautiful. No, she is beautiful. You cook good food saying she looks skinny. You look so skinny. You look so skinny. You are more beautiful than the moon. This is a big lie, but she is actually more beautiful than the moon. It is not a lie. In the time of Abu Hanifa, someone said to his wife, if you're not beautiful than the moon, more than the moon, I will divorce you. And then some sheikh said, oh, you have to divorce her because nothing is beautiful than the moon. But Abu Hanifa said, no, you cannot divorce her. Why? She is more beautiful than the moon. Why? Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. And we created man in the most beautiful, in the best shape. فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ, in the best of all shapes. In the best of all shapes. So the Prophet, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, we created man in the best of shapes. So she is more beautiful than the moon. So saying you're more beautiful than the moon, it's not a lie. I mean, the food is good, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. You don't have to say it's good if you don't like it. Alhamdulillah, it's great. Still a compliment. So here is when it is permissible to lie. So the Prophet Muhammad averted this this army that was supposed to cause him, maybe bloodshed or whatnot, and fight. So the Prophet Muhammad averted it. And then he proceeded towards Khaybar. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, they stayed there, brothers and sisters, for 16 days. Imagine, like I mentioned, you have 8 fortresses. 8. 16 days. On the 13th day, Prophet Muhammad had some headache. So he gave the flag to Abu Bakr. Yalla, try to open these fortresses. Kharaja Abu Bakr, but he wasn't able to open any fortresses. Radiallahu anhu. On the 14th day, the Prophet Muhammad gave the flag to Umar ibn Khattab. Still, he wasn't able to conquer, Khaybar. And then Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, on the night of the 15th day, Salat al-Isha, he said to the Sahaba, tomorrow I shall give the flag to someone who Allah Azza wa Jal will make him victorious. Allah wa Rasuluhu, yuhibbu Allah wa Rasuluhu. He loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet, they love him. Tomorrow, I shall give the flag to someone who Allah will make victorious. He loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. Tomorrow, I shall give the flag to this person. Now the Sahaba were wondering, who is this person? Who is this person? Umar ibn Khattab said, والله ما تمنيت الإمارة إلا ذلك اليوم. والله ما تمنيت الإمارة إلا في ذاك اليوم. By Allah, I never wish to be a leader except that day. Except that day. Wallah, he says, I never wished to be a leader except that day. Why? Because the Prophet says, this man, he loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. So this is a testimony from the Prophet Muhammad. A testimony that this man loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. You see? So, and if Allah loves you, what does it mean? Brothers and sisters, if Allah loves you, what does it mean? What does it mean for Allah to love a person? Tell me, what does it mean if Allah loves you? Tell me, what does it mean if Allah loves you? The Prophet says, I shall give the flag to someone who loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. What does it mean? No one can harm you. Yes, somebody said, no one can harm you. The whole Sama and loves you. Highest affection, all of you are saying, no one can harm you. They will never enter. Yes, Nimka Yusuf. Nimka Yusuf, they will never enter hell. That's what I was looking for. If you are beloved by Allah, you shall not enter hellfire. Why? Because Allah would not throw His beloved in hellfire. Allah would not throw His beloved in hellfire. So the Prophet says, I shall give the flag to someone who is beloved by Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. And if Allah was to love you, you're safe. And you're saved. If Allah was to love you, you're safe and you're saved. Who is this person? What's going to happen? Is there going to be a fight? Is there going to be a war? Would the Prophet work any treaty or any deal with Khaybar, with the Jews of Khaybar? What will happen to Ghatafan and Uyayna ibn Husn? And after that, what will happen to the treaty? The treaty of Hudaybiyah, the 10-year of truce. What will cause the conquest to Mecca, Fath Mecca? By the way, and what month in the year, in the Arabic calendar, the lunar calendar, did Fath Mecca happen? Fath Mecca happened in what year and what month? I'm not talking about the solar calendar, I'm talking about the lunar calendar. In what month? Inshallah ta'ala, brothers and sisters, we'll be talking about all this tomorrow, bi'idhnillah, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair for attending. Jazakumullah khair for being here. May Allah bless you. May Allah reward you. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Those of you on Instagram, those of you on Facebook, thank you for joining. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. All you have to go to my YouTube channel, Riyad Warzazi, right? Riyad Warzazi, and subscribe. Subscribe, like my page, right? You know, am I getting money from YouTube? No, I'm not getting no money, right? But just subscribe so that you can get our updates, inshallah ta'ala, right? So we have these lives Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, that's when we have these lives, inshallah ta'ala. Brothers and sisters, tomorrow we will have a new timing. Why? Because tomorrow in Canada, we'll be going through the daylight saving time. Daylight saving time. So tomorrow in Canada, the time will change. We will go 1 hour ahead. So inshallah, I will share with you the new timing tomorrow. Please keep checking my Facebook, my Instagram for the news, inshallah, for the new timing for tomorrow, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah bless you. Patrice Peth, Jazakallah khair. Saiden Wahman, thank you for joining. Hafiz Khan, thank you for joining. Nawal, Baizo Aziz, those of you who come in late, go back and watch the session. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, everyone. May Allah bless you. May Allah reward you. We'll see you tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, for what to be another amazing episode, episode of, the conquest of Mecca, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. You take care, inshallah. Take care. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum, Facebook. Assalamu alaikum, Instagram. Assalamu alaikum.